Last night, there were clashes between protesters and the authorities. Police fired tear gas and pepper spray into the crowd. Our Ivan Watson was there, and he joins me now. Ivan, if police were hoping that tear gas would disperse the crowds, it seems to have had the opposite effect. What is the mood on the streets like today?
It's big. I don't know what else to say. It's big. There are a lot of people here occupying downtown Hong Kong, blocking off now for more than 24 hours the main highway that runs through this financial hub. A virtual sea of humanity that's been chanting slogans like resign. That's directed against the chief executive, the top official in Hong Kong, C.Y. Leung, who's a particular target of anger here. And the other demand that people make again and again and again is for what they call universal suffrage. They want true, free and fair elections in 2017 when there are projected to be elections. The signs up, the banners up, call for this true democracy. You see a sign taking a lyric from the Broadway musical Les Miserables that says, "Do you hear the people sing?" And this crowd is overwhelmingly young, Maggie. The young people around me saying they're 20, 21, 22 years old for the most part. University students who are boycotting school until their demands for more democratic system here in Hong Kong are met. And it's important to note that the government here in Hong Kong and the Chinese central government have all declared that these protests are illegal. And by that definition, all of these people here are effectively criminals. But that's not really that's not really changing the morale of this enormous crowd of people standing up and demanding democratic rights. Maggie.
And Ivan, I know in the middle of them, it's probably very difficult to hear me, but are we seeing police presence there with this large crowd? We saw what transpired last night with the tear gas. Have they changed their approach? What is the law enforcement presence where you are?
You know, Maggie, we were here this time last night, 24 hours ago, and in the early pre-dawn hours, the police had a much more robust, muscular presence on the streets. They had shields, they had helmets, they were wading into the crowd and periodically letting loose tear gas canisters that would disperse the crowd momentarily, but then they would come back. The situation now, as you can see, the police have pulled back. They almost don't have a presence. And instead, you have a constellation, a virtual constellation of cell phone lights waving in the sweltering night sky here in Hong Kong. The police pulling back, and these young protesters are very well behaved. We've seen them distributing water to each other, collecting food, donations, supplies, also collecting garbage off the streets, showing civic-mindedness here. They have recaptured this area and are making their voices heard to their own leaders and to the leaders far away, but very powerful. They are the 800-pound gorilla in the room, the ruling Chinese Communist Party and the leaders in Beijing. It is a true test of wills right now. And again, these young people telling me they are determined to stay here until their democratic demands are met. These are remarkable images we are seeing here that I don't think any resident of Hong Kong has ever seen before.
Ivan Watson for us in the thick of an amazing outpouring happening there in Hong Kong. Ivan, thank you.